Hey there. It is Friday, May 17th, and you can probably tell my guitar's not tuned like normal. As a matter of fact, I'm going to abandon that right now and see what happens. Every time. It is May 17th. A little sharp, huh? Flat. Had a couple students working on that this week too. Anyway, I'm just having fun messing around in Neil Young's favorite alternate tuning, double drop D. And so that was the bunch of excerpts from a bunch of different songs of his, all of which are lessons here, all in double drop D. And you can do some really cool stuff with that. So the new one from this week was, of course, War of Man. That is, it just ran through my head a little while ago. And I thought, wow, what a great tune and a great example of the type of stuff he does so well. Coming up with just cool guitar licks. Great chords, even going back to his early days. Oh, I shouldn't go off on this Neil Young tangent. Should we just play everything we have here of his? Which actually brings me to something that a question came up this week of what. Well, let's see. Let me back up. Sorry I missed you last week. I was sentenced to a family wedding, and it was really hot. I can't say it was too miserable because we had surfers like the whole time entertaining us right outside our porch and patio on the third floor of the, what was it called? The Kona Valley Kai, I think. Little condo complex on the Kona side of the Big Island, a place I haven't really spent a lot of time. But did have some good food at the Kona Brewery, who is getting sued. There's a very frivolous lawsuit going on, by the way, right now. Just ramble on about somebody suing them because I think they were in California. They thought they were drinking beer brewed in Hawaii. Well, the brewery has facilities all over the place, and they make the same stuff in every place. But anyway, somebody's suing for like a couple $1 million because they were under the impression they were drinking beer made in Hawaii, and they weren't. And they decided to sue them. Anyway, but that's the end of that story. So our good friends had a very nice wedding at what was it called? The Holualoa Inn. Yeah, beautiful. We were up about 2,000 feet looking down on the Kona coast. And anyway, so that's what I was doing last Friday instead of doing news for TG. In the meantime, we had a lot of. I'm going to talk. Let's see, where are we going to go first? Into our Neil Young. No, that's enough of the Neil Young story. We had a lot of lessons come out over this time, going way back to Lady Gaga. It's a bizarre coincidence that Vanessa did a lesson on Always Remember Us This Way, while I had a student working on this one. Anyway, I'm hoping to get to a lesson on that soon. Another Lady Gaga song, of all things. What else did we have? Max brought us some interesting tunes. Steely Dan. We had a couple of Steely Dans come out. Rikki, Don't Lose That Number. And Any Major Dude will tell you. I still hope to get to a lesson on this someday. I don't know if I can even play it anymore. That's the first lick. Wait a minute. There we go. Josie. I think we have a regular lesson coming up on Josie too, but that would be, of course, the the Pete Huttlinger version that is, the level 10.5 fingerstyle song. What else? Oh, and Max also brought us Make You Feel My Love by Adele, which we had a fly on the wall like a couple of years ago of Sandy working on that. And what else? We had another AC/DC tune, Dirty Deeds Done Cheap, for those that want to work on your power chords and your blasting stuff out. So speaking of fly on the wall videos, another one of my students came in the other day who started working on Mean, because we had Kevin's fly on the wall of working on the Taylor Swift song. Very cool tune. And I realized, I think I said in the text to that there probably is enough info there for you to learn the song if you paid attention. There probably isn't, because I realized I forgot about a little part. I don't think in Kevin's lesson we got to a little bridgey thing that happens that's a little bit different. But anyway, that's what's been going on. The main thing I wanted to talk about today was this question that came up. I think it was a PM that somebody sent me, and they were trying to remember some of the songs that I think are essential learning, that everybody should learn whether you like them or not. And there are a couple of really easy ones. Really easy strumming songs you should start with. Knocking on Heaven's Door, to work on the ballad strum. Lucky Man, to work on a fast 3/4, really 6/4 time. And then all the ones that have like folky type, the Brown Eyed Girls and Tequila Sunrises and stuff like that, with pretty easy chords. Then you got to work on some songs that have bar chords in them. That's like a whole different animal. And for that, Roxanne. Crucial. Everybody should learn Roxanne. Great chords. And then we get into some of the finger picking songs. You should always start with House of the Rising Sun. Learn to do an arpeggio. Then, very simple alternating patterns. Either landslide, just a constant alternating of thumb and fingers, and for the first section, doesn't even change. You never even change what strings you're playing. Bass notes don't change. And then a step up from that would be Dust in the Wind, a little faster. And then a step up from that is more complicated stuff. Stairway to Heaven. Everybody should learn Stairway to Heaven. I don't care what you say about it. It's essential guitar playing for everybody. Let me think. Oh, then we have songs you should play with a pick. And this is where Neil Young comes in really handy, because his songs, ranging from the first one I usually have people start with is this, of course. My, hey, hey. Gotta learn it. There we go. Don't Fear the Reaper. I have every beginner start with this almost within their first month, no matter how far behind they might be. And that leads to more complicated ones of that style. I'd Love to Change the World. Really, really important too. And then, of course, the king of all of those is from the beginning. We start working on muting bass notes and strumming some chords, a la Neil Young. That kind of, getting that A in the bass killed, and then the alternating. Bending notes. So much in that song. A couple unusual shape chords. Okay, I think that was that's probably enough for now, because I as far as the essential songs that everybody should learn. What do I feel like playing today? Let me think here. Ooh, I don't like that full D7 in there. Okay, let's see if we can pull this together. You might recognize this. the leftovers of one of John Mayall's bands from the Turning Point turned into these guys. The melody's too close. Never mind. Mark Allman is who I was trying to channel here. Didn't quite work out that way. Wow. Okay, that's an old song of mine called Tickle Me that for some reason I always forget. What happens next? Okay, I gotta get back to playing. After being on the road for like 5 days, didn't touch a guitar and feel rusty and stuff. Speaking of rusty, I got rusty strings on this thing. Yeah, time to go change them. Anyway, I think that's all I had to talk about today. Next week we have a couple of other big events going on that might infringe on some of the stuff I'm trying to do for TG right now. Another family wedding, family graduation. Our youngest is graduating from college next week. So I'm not sure where we're going with that, but I hope everybody's having a good time working on tunes and improving. Work on something hard every once in a while, and then play some easy things for fun. That's the end of today's thoughtful advice.